If you have not heard the original Little Mermaid story, you are missing out completely. Hans Christian Andersen has written some of the most epic fairy tale stories. And if you haven't read the original, you absolutely just stop listening and go read it. It's absolutely insane. She basically falls in love. It's the whole story that we know, right? She falls in love with the prince, but he doesn't know about her. She saves him from a shipwreck, yada, yada. But what we don't know is that she's not allowed to go above the water. It's like she's too young. It's not time. The minute she lays eyes on him, though, she goes above the water. She sees him, obsessed with him, saves him from a shipwreck. But here's what happens. When he opens his eyes after the shipwreck, he doesn't see the little mermaid. She flees because some other girl is about to come. And of course, no one can see these mermaids. So the girl comes, he opens his eyes, and there she is. And he falls in love with her. So he's obsessed with her. Little Mermaid's obsessed with him. She sacrifices her voice and all of that jazz. But here's the crazy part. When she turns into a human, after she loses her voice and all that, she also has this like foot issue. Like she can't walk without being in excruciating pain. Not only that, it's like bleeding. Her feet bleed. She barely can walk. So she's mute, barely can walk. Her feet are bleeding. The prince basically sees her as like his little sidekick buddy because I don't even remember how they end up being there together. Anyways, doesn't matter. So here's what happens. Little Mermaid, obsessed. He eventually finds the girl that he opened his eyes to and saw. They get married. Little Mermaid has basically sacrificed her life for this boy because mermaids don't have an eternal soul. So she can't go to the afterlife unless she marries a human. So she's lost basically. So what her family does is sacrifices everything. They like cut their hair off. They do all these things to try to give her time. And the witch that changes her into a human gives the family a knife. So Little Mermaid can go kill the princess and thus making the prince fall in love with her at that point. So Little Mermaid is on this boat. She's about to turn into nothingness. She's got the dagger. She sees the prince and the princess snuggling in after I'm sure they've consummated their marriage. They're snuggled in. She kisses the prince on the forehead and does not kill the princess. Instead, the sun is rising. She's about to turn into nothingness. She jumps over the side of the ship and turns into sea foam and then enters in with the other mermaids who can't have eternal life unless they do these good deeds. So now she's in this like another dimension. Like what? She's in another dimension with these other mermaids. And now they have this thousands and thousands of years of